Hi everyone, welcome back. We have Tamara with us again. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me. Hi, everybody.
We have a special video for you.
Yeah, from our last video, we got so much feedback and questions, and we wanted to be able to answer it all in a very simplified 5 category video where we talk about do's and don'ts of this industry.
Yes, so in this episode, we will talk about do's.
All right, so the first category in this list is meeting an agent.
Yes, and we have different ways actually for you guys, for the actors, to do it, right? I think the most important in the beginning will be do the research. With the Google and everything you have, IMDb's and everything, you have so many different possibilities to do the very nice research about the agency you're looking for.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And I would say even more easy would be recommendations.
Definitely. And
yeah.
You know your friends, you can ask them who they have, who they represent them, right? And then they can call always the agent and say, listen, can I send your way my very good friend, which is amazing actor, right? That's amazing. Many times we get recommendation from casting directors, which recommend somebody, in most cases, upcoming actors, but they really believe in them. That for us, it means a lot.
And there's also meet and greets.
Meet and greets, yes. That's another very good way to do it. All of those networking places, especially in the big cities like New York, LA, Atlanta, you have so many one-on-one actors connection, network.
Green room, actors green room. And a lot of these companies or these actor hubs are bi-coastal, tri-coastal.
Right.
So they, from coast to coast, they have the same type of idea of like how to host these things.
Right.
And then what would be even a subcategory of that are just open calls in general that might be hosted by the agent. Yeah.
I think they are, and I think every way to get to the agent, it's pretty good way, right? It's kind of personal, but it's good.
Yeah, and I would say the final do would be reaching out.
Reaching out by email. Of course, still we're getting so many hard copies sent to us via snail mail. But at this point, I would probably save on the money and the paper and right.
Yeah.
And the email is perfectly right. Just try to do short and sweet, very short email, very short introduction, and definitely want to see in the email body your picture.
Yeah. Right? So that brings us to our second category in the list, which is preparation.
Yes, I think on the top of the list will be your headshot.
And resume.
And a resume.
Yeah.
So headshot, of course, has to be done professionally, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you have to spend so much money, but still has to be professional.
It's definitely easier these days. You have so many people who are able to get access to high quality cameras and equipment, and they just hustle and they're online like offering services for a very, very affordable price, where you get some excellent quality headshots.
I agree. And also, if you send us everything by email, that's even better. We don't know, if that's done by your friends, right? It's still very good quality. And resume, of course, you have to have some experience. I'm not so sure if you send your resume to any agency and you don't have experience, how much we can help you actually, right? It's very, very difficult because remember, we have to send this resume to casting directors, and then they will check your resume on your experience. And I know, of course, everybody has to start with something, right?
Yeah, and that's going to look like a lot of different things. When you're starting out, you have easy access to your local theater groups. to student films, short
Shorts,
films, you know, anything where you are practicing in your craft and you have something to put down on that resume, that's going to help you tremendously. And if you have skill sets, any type of dialect, multiple languages,
sports,
yeah,
arts, right?
yeah, list it all,
List it all.
and have it there so that you are easily placeable in your craft.
Yeah, so definitely we would like to see the reel, right? So please send us before you have a scheduled meeting your links to your reel, so you can really actually see how you look on a tape, how you act, how is your acting skills, right?
Yeah, I mean, these days you really are going to need a reel, and they're so easy to obtain, whether it's the experience from your experience if you were doing student films, any type of independent film, getting that footage is one way. Going to reel houses or going to studio production houses that specialize in shooting reels, that's a way. But it's, it's in your field, it's in your ballpark to
and
be
it's
as
much
creative.
easier.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole pandemic taught us that you have to have some kind of equipment so you can shoot yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think everybody should be able to do it.
Put yourself
and if you don't have a reel, then maybe it's not the time yet to send your stuff to Dave.
So the next category in our list, and probably one of the most important for your career, is audition etiquette.
I think it is the most important, right?
Yeah.
You have to be very, very responsive.
Mm-hmm.
When we send the invitation for the EcoCast, you have to reply immediately to casting directors that you
as fast as possible.
As fast as possible. And the same to your agent or manager.
Mm-hmm.
We have to know that you got it, because the other way we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't have the sign like, okay, you read it or not.
Yeah. There's actually a funny saying that I've heard so long in this industry, and it's hurry up and wait. Yeah. And it really, you're going to see that recurring throughout, each stage of your career. It's just there's a constant rush culture because things are very important. Time is money in this industry. And so when you get your audition, you have to be very quick about, responding that you got it, and doing it as fast as possible, preparing it.
And if you have any problems, please call us immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And if you cannot find the reader, or if you have problems with the sites, or for some reason the sites are not opening, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to let us know very, very quickly. There's no time, there are deadlines. If you have a deadline 1-2 days, do it as soon as possible. As best as you can.
As best as you can.
Yeah.
And that's the reciprocal of it, right. Is that you do have to look good. Yeah. Or do your best. Just do your best.
Do your best. And then if you have more time, let's say 5, 6, or maybe even a week, then probably there is much more material, right? Probably 5-10 pages.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot do it the same day. Just prepare yourself and still try to send us much earlier.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If you get a lengthier time for submitting your audition, then you have a little bit more time to hurry up. And so that pushes us into our fourth category in the list, and that is
be very, very proactive.
Yes, the upkeep of your career. It is a very important thing, obviously, because practice makes perfect, and it's very noticeable. Trust me, it's very noticeable, the difference between someone who does and puts in the practice and someone who doesn't.
Of course, I would say 90% or more it's work, hard work. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Talent is very important, but work is much more important. And you have so many different ways to do it, right?
Yeah.
You can go to
classes. Yeah.
Practice with the friends, practice the scenes, and
make sure you're managing all of your actor profiles. This is the Actors Access, casting networks, the IMDb's, making sure that you're keeping up with social media, building your product, which is you. Yeah.
And if you're into writing, practice your writing as well. That's something also you can do between auditions and shooting, right? The projects, right?
Yeah. You should just find any and every opportunity to be doing what you love, which is the whole reason why you entered into this crazy world. And now for our final category in this list, which is
The building the right team.
yes.
Right.
Realistically, in this industry, you're going to have a team. And that's going to look like anything from having an agent and a manager to potentially a PR person to legal representation. And even on the more basic end, you're going to want to have your surroundings that are your friends, that are supportive, creative peers, your production peers, that's the people who are directors, videographers, writers. So introduce yourself and make yourself available so that you can build a team and make sure that team is balanced. Right. And there's a lot of boundaries in there too, right?
It is. It's kind of like everybody's laughing and talking about that, but it is almost like a marriage, right? Everybody has to be comfortable to working together. Maybe we don't have to love each other, but at least be comfortable to work, right? And be very, very professional and do our job very, very well, right?
Yeah.
So not like everybody will be pulling those ropes in their own directions, but in one direction, making you as an actor successful.
Yeah. And that was it.
Yeah, I guess.
That is the list of categories for do's. And now for the next video, we're going to talk about the same categories, but for don'ts. So,
remember, if you like our videos,
like,
subscribe,
make sure you turn on that notification bell,
and always check for the upcoming ones.